Oh my god, my kitchen looks dirty. We're gonna turn that. Hi, I'm an idiot. I made this stream on my phone and then I was actually on time for like once in my entire life and go in, figure out how to hit manage because I didn't know how to do that. And then go in and like just spent the last, 9 minutes trying to figure out how to get into said stream, but I couldn't because I made it on my phone. Like it was real dumb. But one sec, I'm gonna turn on the light. There we go. See how that looks. That's better. How's everybody doing tonight? It's like one person. I gotta go drop this link in my group chat because they have the wrong one. I wish you could listen to music on here, like chill and just vibe. Like I'd love that. And I hear people do. Oh, hi Betty. It's nice to see you, honey. How are you? Are you ready for Christmas? I'm not at all. Let's see. I had to do this all the time, even though lives are all I do. I'm gonna try pre-recorded content though. It's coming in 2024. Right? Like I am, but I'm not either. Oh, hey Castro, it's good to see you. Oh, I miss you. I haven't talked to you in a few days. So have you guys heard about, I don't know if you guys are into true crime, but have you heard about this Delphi case and like all of the craziness that's going on behind the scenes, like with the judge, the lawyers? Like it's so crazy. Like it really is blowing my mind. And that was why I was like, I gotta talk about it. I can't hold it in anymore. I'm really interested to see the trial. Like they keep pushing it back and like, oh, I think it's gonna be so good. Like, and I hate to say that because like I think it's terrible. Yeah, like it's gonna be a terrible case because I hate any like I don't even take jobs where children are harmed because it's just something I can't do. Like I used to be able to watch it, but I can't anymore. Like it just does something to me inside. But this case, the way like there seems to be so much corruption going on and oh, it's wild. It's wild. And I hope to do like a more in-depth stream or not stream, but actual put together video in 2024. But that's gonna be when I do my pre-recorded stuff. Yeah. It's so hard to understand completely because you're like, what is going on? Because either A, this guy did it and he's horrible and he was like catfishing his family and like telling them all kinds of lies. Oh, hey, True Blue. Nice. But yeah, like I definitely like we saw so much corruption. Yeah, the Murdoch case, like there was corruption in that because I know that name. What's so crazy about that is like I'm not far from there and I've heard of the Murdoch family before. So when all this stuff happened, like it was wild to see it on like the big screen and it was wild to hear people talk about it who were not from where I'm from, not from there, not from like this tiny quadrant of the world. But yeah, that case, there was a lot. Let me update this. Sorry, I'm so slow. But I want to chill with y'all and I thought this was a good not palate cleanser, but good thing to go over because I think it's relevant. And so many of us have kids, and like this is just it's tragic. And if what the attorneys theorize is true, oh my God, like they have ripped a man away from his family. They have taken somebody's, uncle, grandpa, daddy, whatever from them and made him a demon and like a monster and like taken somebody's husband and like tortured his wife. Like it's really sick and it's really sad. And like, I don't know. I am leaning 50% of me. I don't know. I don't know if he did it. Part of me feels like he didn't do it. Like part of me just feels like he did not do it. Like, and maybe that's, completely out of the world, but like, I don't know. when you have the I'll get to it, but like all this stuff added up, like I just don't think there is no chance of like no corruption. And at that, even if there is like a chance of corruption, they're going to be able to throw this entire thing out. Like there's nothing that they're going to be able to do. Like it's just going to be done. So I am interested to see how it plays out, but I do, for his family's sake, I hope, I hate to say that, but like, I hope they got the right guy, because what they've done to him in the media and like his family and what they've had to go through, like, I can't imagine. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible either way. At the end of the day, like, um, at the end of the day, like, two little girls are gone, and that breaks my heart. And it's like, it's just sad. It's sad on so many levels, because at the end of the day, two little girls are gone, and a man could have lost his life for nothing. And there could be these people out there who are still active in society, running around, you know, like pretending that they're the best thing ever, and like people believe it, and it's sick. Yeah. And that's one thing I don't want to do, like false accusations. Like I 100%. And like, that's the thing. Like I need it in paper. Like I need it to be on paper for me. Maybe it's like the researcher or whatever in me, but I can't go off an assumption unless I say this is my assumption. And my assumption in this case is that I feel like he could be innocent. There's like a 60-40 thing going on inside of me, where I feel like 40% is that he's guilty, 60% is that he's innocent. And then there's like this other percentage where I'm like, well, maybe he's involved. And that I could see too. I could see him being involved in the fall guy. Like I could completely see that. So it's interesting. But I did take some notes. Oh yeah, to show you guys my shirt. This is awesome. Okay. What is it? Okay, yep. Positive vibes. I love it, and it's a pug. But yeah, so what I wrote down, what I wanted to talk about was I wanted to get everybody's feel on this. Like I do want to get, I don't know if you can put a poll in here. Can I put a poll? Might be able to. I don't see a way to. Okay. What do you guys think? If you're following it to any degree, do you think he's innocent? Do you think he's guilty? Do you think he's involved? Like, what is your idea? Like, 1 for he's involved, 2 for he's guilty, 3 for he's innocent. I probably messed that up. Should have been the other way, but whatever. We got it. We're rolling. Betty's not sure. I feel you. And like, how many of you guys feel like the cult at least is real? Like the cult that they're speaking about, etc. Like, how many of you actually think that that's like a real thing? That's not just something like his lawyers cooked up? Because that was something that I was thinking about earlier. Like, this is such, like they're shooting the moon with this theory. If that makes sense. Like, no lawyer would say, "Hey, we're gonna make up a cult. This is what we're gonna call it. We're gonna say that they're in the." Oh, you don't know? Oh, crap. Okay. Let me, okay, I'll just give an overview. That's what I should have started with. But there are 2 little girls. Their names were Abby Williams and Libby German. And they're from Delphi, Indiana. And they were, Indiana. I can't say Indiana. Indiana. And they were on the Monhan High Bridge, which is like this scenic place, just a place to go hiking, right? So they were there. This was February 13th, 2017. And they were murdered. And then a video came out from one of the little girls, and it was a man who was saying down the hill. And, you know, they made sketches. The first sketch looked like a young guy. The second sketch looked like an older man. And then, you know, fast forward 5 years, they arrest a man named, oh crap, Richard something, Allen maybe? can't remember his name. His first name's Richard. And they arrest him, and he bears the older man sketch. And he falls into, at the time, like the way the media played it, like he did. He looked like the type of guy. And he had been there, he had given a witness statement and all these things, right? So his trial is coming up, and his defense attorneys entered, all these papers, basically his defense, like pre-defense or whatever. And it was talking about corruption in all levels of like law, like from law enforcement to all the way up to the judges. So they pulled that out. Yeah. That's what I don't get. Like, there has to be DNA evidence in this. And like, if there is, why haven't we not heard like his DNA was found here? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's something that would shut up all of the public, like, chitter chatter. And they won't say that. All they have is ballistics. They say that he had a, what was it, 50 cal, I think? Like a 50 cal handgun. And they found a shot, like, casing in the woods. But the girls were not killed by gunshot wound. So, like, ugh. But I did hear that apparently, like, there's part of the Snapchat video that right before, like, you hear down the hill, you can hear one of the girls say, "Oh my God, gun," or something like that. But, that's just rumor. Like, I haven't seen the video myself, so I can't. It's neither here nor there to me because I can't physically see it. So it's not something I have put a lot of stock into, because I feel like there are so many rumors going on in this case. And that is one thing that messes with it. It definitely will. It will mess with public perception. But let's see, where was I? Anyway, so they have the ballistics, they have the 50 cal round in the woods, but how many people go out and shoot their gun in the woods? Plenty. You know what I mean? Like that shell casing. Hi. Oh, hey Brenda, it's good to see you. I'm getting there, Casto. But so yeah, plenty of people go out in the woods and shoot their guns. I mean, that's the appropriate place to do it. But anyway, so the cult stuff comes in when he is actually in prison. He is not in jail. He's being held in prison while he's waiting on his trial. And he's made calls home where he's like telling his wife, "I did this, I killed them, blah, blah, blah," and just giving a confession to his wife. Even though I'm not sure. I don't think he confessed to cops. But yeah, they're like phone confessions of I killed them, blah, blah, this is how I did it, like going into it and stuff. And like nobody could figure this out. Well, the attorneys finally put this writ in with the to the court, and it said in the writ like that he was being abused, that he was being treated differently, like that he was being sleep deprived, he was being deprived of food, he was being made to make these phone calls by like force of threat and all these different things. Just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And they brought up this Odinism cult, and they said Odinists are doing this. Odinists are the ones who are, guilty for this crime. It was a ritualistic scene, which that had never come out in 5 years. 5 years of this, and you had never heard that the scene was ritualistic. You had never heard that there was anything off or anything like that. There was speculation always as to how he got 2 girls and didn't wound them like with a handgun or something like that. But there was never this. And then someone leaked crime scene photos to a podcast, I believe, and it got out, and they are very like ritualistic. And hold on, I'm going to pull it up. Like, I have the picture. It's not like a real picture, but it's kind of like a mock of the scene. And I just want to show you guys because it's wild to me. Odin is like, yes, yep, they're it's a Norse cult. You're 100% right. Let me see. I wrote down something else. Yeah, no, I wrote down that they were speaking of Odinists in all levels of law enforcement. But yeah, it has something to do with paganism, and it's like a Norse thing. But let's see. Scene recreation. Because it's wild. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's really nice, Brenda. But when you see it, it's like it's something you can't unsee, because it's like no one person could do this. Like, to me, that's what it says. No one person could do this. The frame of time that he was supposedly did it in, like, it just doesn't seem like enough. It doesn't seem like enough at all. And I hate it because, like, it's young girls. Like, I want this to be solved. Like, I think everybody does. But I don't want the wrong person going down for something, because that we've seen that play out, and it's terrible. And, like, this man, he seems like a really good person. Like, the things that they talk about, like, with his family, and, like, he seems normal. He seems like just somebody's dad. You know what I mean? And it's weird. That is possible because I know a lot of guys that follow those Norse practices. They wear Thor hammers, and it's a thing. Wow. That's crazy. Like, that's the thing. Like, he in the writ that they filed, they said, like, the prison guards were wearing patches and the insignias on their, like, prison uniform, and my dad was a prison guard. So I asked him, I was like, you're in the army, for instance. I was like, could you wear, like, an army badge? And he was like, no, you cannot change the uniform in any way. But these prison guards came forward and said, yeah, we're wearing our patches on our uniform. So that to me was like, whoo, like, real bad. I'm trying to find this recreation, and not in a video form, just a photo. Of course, I'm not going to find it. But yeah, like, once you see, let's see. Oh, that's, everything is on YouTube. Why's everything got to be on YouTube? Yeah, like, I can't. Well, anyway, I can explain it. Basically, the two girls were laying. One was naked, the other girl was clothed in the other girl's clothes, which was odd. And then they had sticks across them. One of them had sticks that, like, basically formed horns, and they had, like, they made symbols basically. And the other had, like, a shape of a V laying on top of her. And these sticks are, like, maybe this big around. So it's like, it's going to take you some time to cut. They're also sawed. They're not cut, like, just with a, like, knife that you would carry with you into the woods if you were just going to make, like, a random crime. But they were cut, like, by a saw. So, like, all of this puts into pre-planning. And yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, there's so much in there. And there were insignias, like, written in blood, all kinds of different things at the scene. And one of the girls, yeah, was in the other girl's clothes. The other was naked. And yeah, the tree branch thing. And then on different trees, they had, like, blood written insignias all over. And yeah, it's really wild. And it's like, I didn't believe anything about the cult until I heard that. Like, until I heard about that, and they actually leaked. Like, there was someone who like, I guess worked in the prosecutor's office or with the defense team. I'm not sure. I can't remember. He did get arrested, but he leaked the crime scene photos because he was like, this is big. Like, people need to know about this. And it was leaked, right? And then the attorneys filed this huge writ saying that they believe it's the cult, blah, 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 right? We'll just kind of stop there because I'll get into it more in, like, the video I'm going to do. But after that, the judge calls them in and she's like, I'm letting you guys go. You're not defending him anymore. Nope, I'm not going to let you defend him. Like, you're incompetent and this is not going to be your case, and da 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 da. And they're, like, offering to, like, represent this man for free. They're putting their careers on the line for this line of thinking. Like, this is not something that defense attorneys would just go for. Like, this is, like, a real long shot. Like, this better be true, because if it isn't, your career is over as an attorney. Like, this is a really far-fetched theory. So if for some reason, like, they do end up proving it, like, it's wild, because if they don't, like, their careers are over. Now it's been moved. And also, when they went into chambers with the judge, she spoke so crappy to them. Just like, you're incompetent, you're bad lawyers. Like, I'm done with this. You're not going to be bringing this malarkey into my courtroom, yada, yada, yada. And, like, then goes out and goes, it's really unfortunate that, such and such lawyer are going to be taken off the case, or they're going to resign off the case. And it's an unfortunate turn of events. And then one of them gave an oral statement. The second one was supposed to send in a written statement. And like, it was very odd. And when they were leaving, like both of the attorneys told like the journalists, they were like, it's time for you to do your job. Like, start looking into this, start doing things, like stop just making this, you know, like my job, like you guys look into it. And then it got sent to the Supreme Court because they believe that the judge is basically compromised, you know, like that she's not working without a bias. In the nicest words, is she's not working without a bias in this case. But then there was another thing that was put in that if this is passed, like he's going to be let free. Like the guy that they think did this is going to be let free, and it would change everything. Like they would have to restart. Like it would be bad. But so they put in a motion for a Franks hearing. So I don't know if you guys know anything about it, but it's a hearing to prove that false statements were given by law enforcement to the court in support of a warrant that is in, I can't even read the word I wrote, that invalidates. Yeah, basically they put in false statements to get a warrant, but basically those false statements, if they weren't given, they would invalidate the warrant. So they were lying to get a warrant. And there are 3 things needed to get this. The law enforcement lying, false, they lied intentionally and maliciously, and 3, that they needed the false statements to get the warrant and or arrest. So if he gets the Frank motion like thing, then he's probably going to go free. Like, and can you imagine like just the community he's walking into? It's not like people are going to like him. It's not like people are going to think you didn't do it, because you cannot take those kind of things back. No one is going to believe that you're not a chomo. Like, I hate to say that, but like, it's really sad, but like, no one is going to believe that. And it's not something that's like just in Delphi anymore. This is all over the US. So if this guy moves to California, he's still going to have to deal with it. Like, and to me, that's the part that's like really disturbing and sad, because I hate what happened. It's so sad what happened to the little girls. But what if this man is innocent? Like, his life is ruined, period. Like, it's not ever going to be the same. And they have other suspects. Like, they literally basically went and took all these twists and turns to get to him, when there are other people out there who they didn't interview. Like there was a person who resembled the young guy in the sketch. They never interviewed him beyond like getting a statement that he was there that day at the same time that they were murdered. Like, all kinds of different stuff. And it's all just so wild, because the thought of them being in the prison, being in the court system, being in all of it is just so. And I'm very interested to see where it goes, because he was supposed to be tried in January of this year. Well, they've already moved that back to October. And this man's been in prison, like, I want to say almost 2 years now. Like, it's a long time to be in prison if you didn't do it. Like, it's a really long time, especially if you're being deprived of sleep, deprived of food, deprived of interaction with people. Like, so many things. It's just awful. Let's see. I see if all that is thrown out and the whole thing starts over. So they made this. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me, Brenda. They made him a scapegoat. Like, I don't know if he's innocent, involved in a scapegoat, or innocent in a scapegoat, or, you know, if he did it. But like, if he did it, to me, there's so much pre-planning that will have to go into this, and so much that you would at least have to have an accomplice. At least. Like, he's not a young man. I want to say he's like 60 something. Like, you're chopping up big pieces of wood, like long pieces of wood. You're staging a scene. You're doing the things to the girls that you did, which isn't quick and isn't easy. And you have 2 girls, not one, you have 2. Neither one of them was able to run it or escape or anything. No one heard you. like it seems impossible almost that one person pulled this off. And then you have the conflicting like original, pictures where they had like drawn it up and like there was the younger looking guy and the older looking guy. Like we see it all the time. It's guilty until proven innocent. It's mostly trial by media. Hey Terry, it's good to see you, hon. How are you? I was almost on time. Almost. Like this close. But yeah, that has been, I've been watching stuff on that nonstop. Like there's a channel on here called Grizzly True Crime. I love her. I love the way that her mind works. Like she's written several books. The way she breaks down cases is great. So if you're interested in anything about this, like I highly recommend to go and watch her and then watch my video when it comes out in January. Yay, Betty is still here. It's so funny, like the different, I hate to say this, but like the difference in like viewership when I'm just talking about crap and when I'm talking about like something that actually matters is so ridiculous. Like I would rather have 7 people here who give a crap, but like there are 50 when I'm like breaking down. So I love that for me. Oh, Betty, that's so cool. My mom crochets. She really likes it. I never got it. I can never get the second line. Like, I can make you a rope, a bracelet, but that's it. My daughter, like all my mom's crocheted blankets, like my daughter loves them. They're like her blankies. She cannot sleep without them. Like, I don't know if it's something to do with like sensory, but like she loves those blankets. But that's really all I had on that case. I'm just thought we'd come chill tonight, talk for a little while, see how everybody's doing, see if we're ready for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. But, or if there are any cases you guys have seen lately that you're interested in, because I want to start doing more stuff like that. My brother always called crochet blanket Afghans. Yeah, my mom called them Afghans too. Like, oh, I had one. My daughter took it, but it's like a big one. And like my mom would always call the big ones Afghans. So those girls were just hiking. Sorry. No. Ask questions, please. Girls were just hiking. Any questions? I don't. No. So yeah, they were just hiking. Like literally they were 13 and 14, and one of the girls' older sisters had dropped them off just to go hiking. Like they had someone coming picking them up in like an hour. So the time frame of all this is very sketchy because like someone came to pick them up in an hour. Then it was reported missing. Like all that stuff happened, and like no one heard anything, and like people were questioned leaving. Somehow this Richard guy was questioned when he left. So it's like, it's very, very iffy to me. I'm done with my Christmas shopping. I'm usually still getting stuff on Christmas Eve. Oh my God, me too, girl. Like my kid wants 2 video games that I haven't gotten. And thank God, like, thank God that's it. Because I can buy those online if I need to. It's just strange to me, I guess, that they were left alone at that age. I know some parents are more trusting, but it's odd to me. I agree, but they were like best friends, and this isn't like an unsafe area. This is Indiana. It's nowhere Indiana. It's somewhere like they were going for just a little bitty hike. Like I can understand it. Like I can totally understand. It was during the day. Like I want to say it was like 2 p.m. So it wasn't like it was dark. It wasn't like they were going somewhere they weren't supposed to be. It wasn't like they didn't have their phones. It wasn't like they weren't, I feel like, doing everything that young girls should do if they were out by themselves. I mean, like the girls actually helped their case themselves because they were able to capture the video of the guy. So they have a timestamp, and it was like through Snapchat. So like they can have a timestamp and all that stuff. And that helped them more than anything because that's going to tell you like when the crime started. But I don't know. I'm very interested too to see if there is more like data from the phones, more stuff like that. It also strikes me as odd as they were almost as if it were targets. Like there were no other people hiking that day that were the target. That's the thing. There were tons of people hiking that day, tons. But I think if we're going with the cult theory, I think that they needed to be young. And oh no, what's going on? Sorry, I don't know what's up with my computer. No. Sorry, I'm getting a notification. It just took everything off my computer. Okay, better. But yeah, like, so there's all that stuff. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, like, I think that they were targeted because they were young. I think their age has a lot to do with it. I don't know. I don't really think they were like, this is who we're going to get. I think it was a pre-planned murder. Like, we're going to get children of some age, you know what I mean? And they happen to be there. And they were the ones that they got. So, and I also don't know if it was something where they needed one and they happened to get two. You know what I mean? Like, it, I don't know. It's like a lot of luck. Indigo, from what I understand, there was somehow a catfish on Snapchat involved. Ooh, I haven't heard that theory. It's theorized they were let out there by that catfish. Oh my God, Euphoria. I have not heard that. What? Oh, crap. Oh, girl, you always be dropping the knowledge bombs. Just, I recall a lot of details about people scrutinizing the Carly Russell case. Was how ironic how she just happened to be around, and that's what I think during this. Yeah, like, until like Euphoria said, I thought it was just luck. But a catfish, that makes so much. Wait, I think I do remember something like that. Like 17, he said he was like 17 years old or something. Last time I heard that about that was a few years ago. Yeah, they haven't brought that up at all in this. And I wonder if it's because it's unrelated, but at the same time, if it's unrelated, but this is a cult, it could be related. You know what I mean? Like, there's been so many things that I think law enforcement has done to make it fit this Richard Allen guy, like, that they can't back out now. Like, they got to go full force for him, or they can't do it. Like, it's just going to be whatever, because if they don't get him, then they've made a fool of themselves. 100%. Yeah, a minor they met in Snapchat, and then they found out he was an adult. Let me have a look real quick. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I think you're right. I think he was like a 17-year-old guy, but I think he looked like the guy in the sketch, like the young guy that they were looking into originally, but they ended up going with this Richard Allen. But that's the thing. Like, the court system, all of them will look like idiots over this. And I feel like that's why they're fighting so hard against these defense attorneys, because these defense attorneys, like, if this ends up being him, God, their careers are shot, because they are writing hard for him. They are like putting out writs to the Supreme Court. They're doing this, they're doing that. Like, they're really going at it. And it's like, I respect it, because as somebody who gets into this stuff, I want the truth. I don't want a story. I can write a story, but law enforcement, the court, they're supposed to tell me the truth. So I don't know. I feel like in this, there's a narration. Terry, what are you baking for Christmas? Ooh, I want to know too. And they found evidence on these girls or suspects that pointed them to meeting someone from Snap. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, my mom used to make fudge, or my grandpa used to make fudge. He used to make peanut butter fudge for Christmas. It was so good. What is your favorite Christmas side? Like, I'm always excited for sweet potato casserole. Like, always. It's like one of my favorite things. It's so good. Like, I never get to the desserts until the next day. Like, I'm always about the food the first day. Like, I'm the type of person who will bring a pair of pajama pants because I'm like, I'm about to get fat. That's so funny, Betty. I've never actually had green bean casserole. Ever. My favorite thing to make, Casto. Let's see. I used to make these sausage balls with my grandma. And I love making those just because it's a good memory of her. But, oh my God. That's funny. I do fudge. Oh my God, Terry. Terry, don't you do this to us. Fudge, butter tarts, butterscotch confetti. I want to know what butterscotch confetti is because that sounds so good. Shortbread cookie and a few others. Oh my God. I want to know what butterscotch confetti is because that sounds so good. And I love butterscotch. I don't care if it makes me old. Like, I absolutely love it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I hate to say this, but it's a little odd that these people didn't do much worse to these girls. Yeah, exactly. Like, if this was a killer, why was this scene so clean? And none of it speaks to a rushed crime. None of it. Like, none of it does. And, like, there's just so many questions. Like, the one girl being in the other girl's clothes. I really wonder if it was staged as, like, a forced situation. And that didn't happen. Because if that happened, DNA is there. And they haven't said, we have his DNA right here. Like, it's proven. We know that he did this. We have his DNA. That's never been said, so it really makes me question whether it was staged to be that, and they just needed to end the girls for some reason. For some, what the attorney said was it was a ritual. Like, there's a lot of, I mean, they put some really good points in there. Either these attorneys have, like, or Richard Allen has an imagination that is just really great and a really good storyteller, or this is got some truth to it. And the part about the prison guards saying they were actually wearing the patches, like, that's weird. That's suspicious. Like, it is. I think Richard is going to get a mistrial because the only thing that links him is a gun that apparently the cops fumbled the search warrant. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about the Franks hearing. If they win that, which I think they will, because it basically, a Franks motion hearing is to say that law enforcement lied. And they lied to get a warrant that secured the arrest. I actually think they're going to get that. Like, I really do. But that's the thing, Euphoria, like, his whole life is ruined. Where is he going to go? Like, he can't go anywhere. He can't stay in Delphi. He couldn't come to where I live. He couldn't come anywhere in the South because I hate to say it, but you're going to be profiled. You couldn't even go out West. Everyone knows about this. And it's not something you can just get away with. I know people with gluten issues. Makes it almost seem like this was a revenge plot to get the one guy, the scapegoat, if he's innocent, to be imprisoned or out of the way for something else. That's a good point. I never thought about that. I just thought that he was a good, like, just a good scapegoat, just a good person to throw under the bus because nobody would ask questions kind of thing. Then taking into account the judge is conducting herself with his counsel is really alarming, trying to force them off the case. The way the judge is conducting herself with counsel has made me side-eye everything because it's like no judge speaks to counsel that way. It's insane what she's doing, how she's speaking to them. All of it's insane. Does that cutting up going to help? It's okay. I don't eat sugar, flour, sugar, flour, potatoes. He would have to be given a new identity. Yeah, he would. The thing is, they weren't killed with the gun, Euphoria. Like, so if that's what I was saying in the beginning, like, okay, say the gun matches, right? Which the gun does match. They found one shell in the woods that is his gun. They weren't killed with that gun. They weren't killed with a gun. Like, what if he was in the woods and he shot his gun? That's not illegal. You know what I mean? And it's like the girls were not killed with that weapon to what I understand. From what I understand, they were like manually, Aw, see you in a minute, boo. I have questions too. Where did Terry go? Because I want to know what this butterscotch confetti is. Did she tell me higher and I just missed it? Because I really want to know. No, she didn't. Terry, come back. Okay, let's see. Is it possible he was trying to shoot at people who were doing this to the girls? That I wonder. I really do wonder that. But if he did, I don't think so, because he was interviewed the day that they were at the like cops were there that day, and he was interviewed and he said, "Yeah, I was here. I was hiking. I hiked for an hour." Why would you give that kind of information? Like, if you did it, you know what I mean? Like, he was so open and forthcoming. Like, well, why? Yes, stabbed. That's right, Euphoria. And then they found that discharge round that matches the gun. I don't know if ballistics. Yeah, see, the ballistics are like DNA for guns, but at the end of the day, they were not killed with a gun. There's a million different reasons that bullet could be there, and it's a bullet casing, I believe. And there's a million reasons it could be there. A million. And it's like, it's not enough to get him on murder, period. It just isn't. If the police messed up in their urgency to get the bad guy, this is all around a tragedy that it was, as if it wasn't before. You're 100% right. Indigo, I don't think so, because they would have immediately called the police. Yeah, he would have called the police if he was trying to protect them. But at the same time, if the police are involved and this theory is true and this involves all layers of the government, what if he did see something? What if he was calling the police and making these reports and they were like, "We can't be having this because our people did it." You know what I mean? So what if he was making some noise? And that's why they pinned it on him. I see, Terry, you don't want to share your baking secrets, right? But I'm totally cool with you. Oh, yeah. Give me the recipe. I want it because I love butterscotch. Oh, God, butterscotch is the best. It's my favorite pudding. My daughters are always like, "Why don't you like chocolate?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I like the kind of brown one. It's better." We're all grandmas in here. Yeah, actually, in the writ, they said that he was being beaten by the guards who were alleged cultists. Um, he was being beaten by them while he was on the phone with the wife to confess. So, literally, false confession due to harm, like bodily harm. And he's lost like 80 pounds or something. Like, that part is unreal. Let me get a picture. It's unreal what he looked like before and what he looks like now. He looks sick. It's very sad. Another theory would be if he went to meet with them, found them in danger, and tried to shoot the perpetrators, but didn't call the cops because he was there for bad reasons, and once he was caught anyway. That's true, Indigo, but he wasn't the catfish, I don't believe. So it wouldn't make sense why he was there unless he was like trying to do something to them. So, oh my God, butterscotch oatmeal cookies. You guys are making me hungry for sweets. And, the resident guy here. Yeah, I know Adam had to go to bed, so it's just you tonight, Casto. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. I'm about to make those. I'm about to make those this year. It's crazy what's happening to him in jail. Makes you wonder what's going on. Yeah, I know. Like this is him. Hold on, let me make this bigger. No, I just want to make the picture bigger. Okay. So this is the guy that they say did it before. Is that not the cutest dog? Like the dog was like it for me. I was like, if that little dog trusts him, I don't think he's that bad. I'm kidding. But this is him in prison. This is like all within a year or 2 years. Like honestly, he looks feeble. And like that to me is so sad because what if he is innocent? Like what if he really is? Ray Kesto's the man in the house. Yeah, I feel bad for him too. Yeah, he's usually here, but he had to work, so he He went early tonight. He had to go to bed early tonight, so I understand. I was like, yeah, it's last minute. Aw, little Miss Curls. Let me know she couldn't make it, but I just want to say hi, Curls. I know that you're watching the replay, so I love you. All right, let's see. You don't get along with other dudes. Yeah, we are the best. That's right. Girls are good. Like, they make the best friends. I'm still in shock that someone from the attorney's office leaked the crime scene photos. Why? Dude, that to me speaks volumes. I think they leaked them because they were like, you need to see this. Like, someone needs to see this. Do not let this go. Like, this was not this guy. You know what I mean? Like Euphoria, like 100%, I believe they leak it because they could not be part of their corruption. Like, it made them sick. It would me. Like, I would be totally into doing a job like that. Like, I could see myself going through college and whatnot to do a job like that. Had my life not taken the turn to do English, like, and to do journalism. But like, can you imagine working in the prosecutor's office and seeing crime scene photos of children that you believe, like, 100% this is not the guy, and they're setting somebody up? Can you oh my god, that just freaks me out to even think about. Like, it really does. Yes, I know. Terry, do you care to DM it to me, like, on Instagram, or just, if you want, comment it, like, on my community tab, if you don't care. See, melt chips, peanut butter, double boiler. I think I've got a double boiler. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds really good. I'm gonna get that. Like, I'm gonna make that this year because that sounds too good. My little girl is so excited for Christmas. Like, her birthday is in what is it? It's in 6 days, y'all. She's gonna be 8. Like, I'm gonna cry. I'm just gonna cry the whole day. I think it's because they were losing favor with the public and trying to appeal to the emotion of the public to distract from the possibility that they have the wrong guy or they messed up. Yep. I think that you are 100% right. And it had been 5 years. And I think that they needed somebody. They needed to arrest somebody. They needed to get somebody in this case. And they hadn't put all the pieces together. And they were like, okay, well, this one fits and this one fits. So let's just make them fit. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen somebody when they're doing a puzzle? Like, my kid's done it. Like, she'll get the outline right, and then she'll just smash the middle pieces in, and like, that seems like what they've done here. Oh, thanks, Brenda. I appreciate that. The investigation add the judge to the loop, and I'm just side-eyeing a lot. 100%, because what elected judges are elected officials. What elected official acts that way? Like, to me, it's nuts, it's wild, it's crazy. It's not something that is in any way, shape, or form normal. Period. Like, judges are supposed to be, I don't know, they're just supposed to be not what she is, like, not how she's acting. To me, if they don't take this judge off this case at bare minimum, they're going to lose all the favor with the public, because I think that corruption is obviously there. And I think that everybody with this judge can at least see a bias, period. Sure. Oh, I'm sorry, Castro. That sucks. I promise once you stop eating that stuff, you'll feel so much better. You know, I've wondered about that with my daughter. She has a gluten allergy because of all of her stomach issues. If she does, like, gluten is 90% of what she eats, so it makes sense. Oh, thanks, Casto. I'm so excited for her, but like, I don't want her to get old. Like, I'm not ready for her to grow up. Like, I'm just so happy with the age she is. Oh, that's cool, Betty. I've heard of people doing that and like really getting results with weight loss, like the carnivore diet. Like I've heard it's really good for that and good for other things. Do you eat pasta? Can you eat pasta or no? That's a no-go too. Yeah, bread is like one of my favorite things. No, Casto, I think you can eat all meats. Yeah, I believe it's all. Oh, you can't eat anything white. That's interesting. So no chicken. Hmm. Or wait, you might just be talking like potatoes, bread, that kind of stuff. All meat. Okay. Oh, that. I mean, I could get down with that, but I like bread. Like I can't lie. I don't know if I could cut out bread. Yeah, Betty's gonna come rip us all up. There's no gluten-free out there. That must help. Yeah. And when I was working in restaurants, it's been how long has it been since I worked in a restaurant? Jesus Christ, I'm about to date myself here, but it's probably been 6 years. There was like this huge surge of people who were faking celiac disease, and like they would come in and they'd be like, "I have celiac," and it's like when you do have someone who truly has celiac disease and cannot, their food could not touch anything gluten, like it's a big thing for the kitchen. Like it's a big thing, and it's like one thing that I really hated was I would see people who truly had celiacs have like they would have breakout or like a attack at a restaurant because the kitchen was getting so many different orders a night that were like, oh, celiac disease, and they would have to prepare it, like clean everything, wipe everything down, make sure that it's this. So that really sucked. And I hope it's different now. And I hope that there's like just more gluten. I know that that's why there are gluten-free options, but I hope it's different now and people aren't like faking the disease just to ensure that they don't get any flour. You know what I mean? Brenda, in entirely relevant news, I've seen one YouTuber cover Sherry Papini and how she demanded money from her ex-husband after she was released. What? After she was released from prison almost immediately. I'm going to have to cover that. I'm going to write that down right now, Brenda. That's crazy. Because she was a whole ass psychopath, man. Like, oh my God. That woman, like, he has to feel like, how would you feel? Like, having been married to that woman for 10 years. Like, it would trip me out. I don't know how I would feel about sleeping next to that person uh, for that long. Like, because she straight up gone girled him. Like, oh my God. Like, even went to like an ex-boyfriend and everything. Like, it's all so wild. And like, the thing is, for what, girl? Like, you had a good life. Like, you had kids. You had a good life. Like, I can never understand that when people like ruin their lives with these senseless crimes. And like, they got good lives. Like, there's no strife. Like, they're not, struggling for like, sorry, my lips is like rubbing off. And it's bugging me. But like they have no strife, they have no kind of anything going on, and it's like, why? Yes, she destroyed her children's life, she destroyed her husband's life, she destroyed her life. And like, for what? What did you get out of that? Like a couple month fling with like your ex-boyfriend? Like, was it worth it? Yeah, she's getting paroled. You're right, Casto. I don't know if she has already, but I know that she will at the beginning of next year. I need you to cover that one too before she gets paroled. And Selena Quintanilla's killer is coming up for parole, I believe, next year. Because I want to say next year marks 20 years since Selena was killed. So I need to, man, y'all are giving me content for next, for January. So thank you. Let's see. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was her name. That's right. Gypsy Rose Pearl. I think she was truly like, I think that is the worst case of Munchausen's we've ever seen. Like, that has played out. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad. But I do worry about her in public because it's like, if you were able to lie like that with your mama, you learned a lot. No, you're good. You had to be in. Oh, wait. Yeah, I missed Indigo. I missed Indigo's thing. Yeah, let's see. Suggestion. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm gonna have to look into it because I haven't seen anything about it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that. I might make a video. I might just do it in a live, but I'm definitely gonna look into that, Brenda. Thank you. Let's see. I missed one of Brenda's. He had to be in shock, realizing she wasn't who he thought at all. Yeah, like, it's like that movie, I Married an Axe Murderer. Like it's exactly like that movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not really exactly like that movie, but like the mind part of it definitely is. Yeah, she could have totally destroyed the two women she made up. Completely destroyed their lives. I stay confused on the justice system, though. Like, what determines a mass murderer versus a serial killer? What determines capital murder and prison for life versus prison with it? Okay, so I can answer those questions. Let's see. What determines mass murder versus a serial killer? A mass murderer would be someone who went out with the intent to just mass murder, and it would be in a confined space, and it would be in a very short amount of time, like a spree killer. The DC sniper, because he just targeted DC, he didn't go anywhere else. That's a mass murderer. A serial killer is someone who has a type, who has a MO, a motive, who has, rituals that they do in every crime. So you had other questions. What determines capital murder charge versus prison for life versus prison with parole? Okay, so capital murder is different in every state. The capital murder is usually you have to have the intent. You have to have like a planned out murder plan, right? And then prison for life versus prison with parole. Prison for life, there's a set number, depending on the state that you're in, there's a set number of years that you will go before you're ever eligible to go in front of the parole board. And the chances of you getting parole are actually pretty low. And prison with parole, like life with parole, is set number of years, but that's determined at your sentencing instead of like as a state mandatory. You could do these stories too because they're considered public figures. Listen, Indigo, girl, we gotta hook up because you can edit and I can write. Like, we gotta do this stuff. Thought about sending greeting cards, but I never did. It seemed weird. Oh, who are you gonna send greeting cards? That's true. I had considered it. Tell me he would do a better job at it. Oh, girl. We need to do it together. Because I'm good with the writing, but I ain't so good with the editing because I just have no idea how. Oh, that would be so awesome. I would totally give you a slice of the pie if I ever get monetized. Oh, yeah, Casto. I totally get that. Hi, GP. I haven't seen you here before, but it's nice to see you. I would love that, Brenda. We need to get on that. Like, I'm totally down. Aw, Betty, you're so sweet. I get what you're saying, Casto. I thought about writing her a letter too because I felt real bad for her. But then there's this part of me that's like, I don't know, like the way she speaks, the tone of her voice, like it all seems so fake. And it's like, are you completely faking it? You know what I mean? Like, is your entire personality a fake persona? Like, did you just kill your mom because you know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions just lurking around at any new news for Delphi. We're just kind of chatting about the Delphi case and the corruption. I would love anything you'd like to drop in chat that intrigues you about the case. We're just kind of chilling though. Just a chill stream where we're all talking about it. Out of curiosity, GP, what is your opinion on the case? Do you believe that Richard is innocent? Do you believe he is guilty? Do you believe this is something his attorneys cooked up? Do you believe the judge is corrupt? Like, what are your thoughts out of curiosity as someone who is into this stuff? Yeah, I get that. She and her mom were swindling everyone, but I wonder how much of Gypsy Rose's actual personality is fake. Oh, by the way, they have strawberry peach chapstick, and that's like my favorite flavor in the world. I'm so shocked when I saw it. I was just like, I believe he is BG and wasn't alone. I could see that. Do you believe in any of the cultist aspects, or do you believe it was just him and one other person? Oh, cast O. That is like the opposite of my life. I do everything randomly. Oh, is Betty leaving? Bye, Betty. It was good having you, honey. Sleep well. Right? My life is just one random mess to the next. It's kind of sad, but whatever. Keeps it spicy. I don't regret any of this. Blah, 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 blah. I don't regret any of this decisions I've made because I made them with a pure heart and a pure mind, and I'm good with that. Daisy May Heath is another case. Oh yeah, let me write it down while I got a pen. Daisy May Heath. I've never heard that name, Brenda. So fill me in on that. Euphoria. There's no way he was alone. Yeah, for sure. If it was Richard, I wonder if why he hasn't mentioned another person. I don't think he's mentioned another person because I don't know. I don't know if it was him, but that's just my personal opinion. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, I have a different directions on who all is involved. The case and law enforcement dropped the ball in the first 48 hours. I 100% agree with that. Like, regardless of who's involved, like, they dropped the ball 100%. And that it feels like this entire case is them going back and covering their asses. And that never works out. It never works. So why try that? Like, come on, man. With Daisy, they identified her after a decade. They called her Jane Doe for 15 years. Oh, then this year. Oh, they identified her, but not her killer. So it's unsolved. Okay. Let me write that down. Yeah, no kidding. We got 3 cases, Brenda. We're going to be working all the time. Yeah, like that's the thing that gets me about Richard is he's either playing really well or he is innocent because like he doesn't know anything it seems to be about the crime. That's the vibe he gives off to me. Now, granted, yeah, you can act dumb about it, but like I don't know, like he hasn't mentioned anything like that, and it just seems like you would, especially if you're being beaten and all the things he's saying against, unless the cult and all these things he's making up and it's just like a wild theory. But at the same time, if he was like, why would the prison guards be wearing the patches? Why would that be allowed? Like, it's all a lot of really weird stuff. I believe that C. Sam had something to do with it, maybe with the burner firm. Is that the catfish guy? The C. Sam? Is that the catfish? Are unsolved mysteries? Is it? Oh, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, I don't even do Reddit. I'm a terrible redditor. Like Brenda can actually attest to that because like I don't think I've ever even posted one time on Reddit, to be honest with you. Like, because people get eaten up over there. My skin is not thick enough for the Reddit. Unresolved. Okay, I almost put unsolved. What do you guys like? Do you like to hear new cases, like cases that are current, or do you like to hear like stuff like cold cases, stuff like that? Let's see. I'm trying to check. Let's see. There's a case that's weird to me from a girl that was Katie on the train tracks 3 miles from her house. Casto, if you know the name, I would definitely look into that. I get you, Casto. Redditors can be brutal. GPM within the CCM, there were some higher ups involved, though. I mean, I think that there are definitely higher ups involved in this. Regardless of what actually happened, I believe that this is a corruption at all levels case for sure. I stay away from Reddit like I stay away from Satan. Cute Anthony Klein is the Snapchat catfish in the Delphi case, convicted and sentenced to 40 years for soliciting minors. Shit. Damn. No, I agree with you, Casto. Yeah, I read Reddit. I'm with you, Euphoria. That's the way I do it. I don't think Reddit is the problem, though. I think that Reddit pulls the more extreme, like for me, I have ADHD. I hyper focus on a lot of things. So I think that it pulls the hyper focused people. And I think that there are people who hide in there who aren't hyper focused, who are just kind of obsessed and maybe have different disorders that make you act a total fool. I mean, I just can't explain it. It's like I've seen way too many people who are just, I don't know. I've seen some stuff come from Reddit that like I don't feel like we would see in any other community. I just don't. Now, I will say that partially, I believe that's because the Reddit that I'm speaking on, that I have experience with, is a very toxic Reddit. And it has to do with, everybody kind of has an idea of who I'm talking about. But, my position, fight on Reddit, I don't want to hear about it here because a lot of us are confused 100%. And if I remember, Doug Carter said, this is way bigger than we know, many tentacles. Yeah. And I 100% believe that. Like, I believe that with everything in me. And I really wonder if Richard Allen is just a ball guy. Like, it seems that way the more and more I look into this case. And it's like, if the crime scene photos hadn't been leaked, if this stuff hadn't, you know what I mean? Like, if so many things hadn't happened, like, it would look like him. Because when they arrested him, I was like, okay, cool, they got him. Like, I didn't question it at all. Not at all. And, like, the prosecution asking for it to not be televised, that's, like, very rare. Very, very rare. Like, usually it's not that way. And, like, the defense is the one that's asking for the public to be able to know all this stuff. It's really weird. Seems rare that there are judges in the media who actually do their job well. 100%. But, Indigo, one thing I will say about that is that you don't hear about the judges who do their job well because they're doing their job well. You know what I mean? They're doing the right thing. They're just. They are, doling out justice. They are listening unfairly and impartially. So I think that that's partially why you don't hear about judges who are doing their jobs well, because unfortunately our news cycle does not run on, this case was handled wonderfully by the detectives and the judge and the jury, yada, yada, yada. Like, it's usually ran on a lot of misinformation, or like they did this wrong, or, stuff like that. So I feel like, unfortunately, the spotlight is put on the wrong people sometimes because you're seeing so much of the ineptness. You know what I mean? Like, you're seeing the inept cops, the inept judges, etc. And it's sad. It's very sad in that way. It does make sense when we watch large, high-profile cases. It seems like judges fumble everything, but I suppose it is just what we have because they're not good at it. Yeah. And partially, I do wonder, like, these judges, they're not public. Well, they are public figures, but they're not public figures in the way where they have to get up every day and do their makeup and, like, get ready for like a newscaster job almost. And then they have all these cameras in their courtroom. Oh my God, I forgot I have my glasses on. But they have all these cameras and stuff in their courtroom and all this stuff going on, and I could just see the pressure being a lot. Like, I could see it being a lot and it causing you to do your job not so well. You know what I mean? There was one case I watched where the judge did amazing, but it's been one. It was a guy who represented him after he drove through a course. Yes, that was a really interesting case because he represented himself, and that was the wrong move. Like that saying, the whoever represents themselves has a fool for a client, 100% the truth. Yeah, I watch a lot of court TV. I've just gotten into watching like the bail bondsman. Like, it's something I watch when I'm decompressing and I can't like take any more stimulation from like true crime. But I watch the bail bondsman and they go pick up people, and I don't know why, it's my new favorite guilty pleasure. Oh, I haven't seen that guy. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, watch with caution, Indigo, for real. Like, it will make you just want to slam your head into your computer. Like, for real. Watch a recap stream. But yeah, Judge Judy. Right? Andy, it's okay. I used to watch Doug the Bounty Hunter. Oh man. One case this year where a judge publicly did a decent job, not great, but okay, was the case where the woman claimed Mormonism made her end her. Yeah, Lori Vallow. They did a decent job there. I'm glad that she's away, like put away, because she's evil. Like, I believe that woman is evil. Now, the Chad guy, like her partner, he's evil too, but she is like a next level narcissist. Like, she had her brother just killing everybody and not caring about it one bit. Terrible. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet, Euphoria. Girl, I looked at you the other day and I was like, she be telling me I'm pretty? Like, you are beautiful. Like, I looked at your one of your videos and I was like, wow. Yeah, I know. Like, it's terrible. And like the way that JJ was found and Tylee, like she was almost out of the house. Like, it's sickening. It's sickening. It turns your stomach. Hmm. Sometimes I watch on YouTube, there are these like they'll have like Zoom court, like where people just go in for whatever. And I'll watch different ones. Like, there was one where this girl was picked up, like she was lying to the judge on the Zoom call, saying that she was in Colorado, but she was like not in Colorado. She was in wherever they were like doing the business or whatever. And the judge like immediately issued like US Marshals after her and like just wasted her time basically until they got there. And oh, it was chef's kiss. It was so good. Yeah, Euphoria, you're smart. You're definitely smart. Like, you think on your feet better than I do. Oh, I know. It's so fun though. I hate to say it's so fun because you're like, stop. You just want to yell at these people, like, stop it, please. Because they always, it's their own demise. I'd like to see Euphoria reacts to Karen's. I will do that with you. Euphoria, you and I should react to Karen's from court, from Zoom court. Oh my god. That's not a bad idea, just reacting to Zoom court. Yeah, it would be yeah, a montage of eye rolling and throwing things. No, I agree with you. Just absolutely freaking out. The custody cases are the worst for me because they'll be like the mother will have been, you can tell like something probably happened bad with the dad, but she'll just be shooting herself in the foot, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, shut up. Soon court commentary community, right? It has been an hour and 15 minutes. Wow, it didn't feel like it. Was B. It was, but I will not jangle it while you're near. It's good to see you, honey. I hope you're ready for Christmas. You probably are. You're probably like super duper ready and have like 16 lists of things you're going to make. Like, that's B. Got a bone to pick with you with your lauds and Southern troll jokes. Nah, I'm cool with it. Law. La. Like, I actually had to ask Adam what that was earlier. I was like, what's a law? And then I said it out loud and I was like, oh, I get it. Oh, crap. I told B I wasn't going to do that, and I did it like immediately. I'm coming for your VAPAs. VIPs. Oh, man. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. Oh. I have to take my shoes off. I'm tired. It's been a long couple days. Coming from your R's. That's funny. She knows with that blue blood accent. I love her accent. I could listen to Euphoria talk for like days. Oh, babe. I'm sorry. That sucks. I hope it's nothing worse than I hope it's not the flu or anything. It is that time of year, though. Hopefully it's just you and, no kiddos or anything get sick, because that's the worst when you and your kiddos are sick. Before she came for our load. I feel better, Euphoria. But I think I might hop off here, guys. I have cases to look up and research now, and I have lots of work to send over to Indigo now. Oh man, Robitussin. I haven't heard that in a long time. I remember when I was in high school, kids would use that, and I never got the appeal. Like, it tastes terrible. Oh no. That sucks, B. Do you know what a neti pot is? If you can handle it, dude, it'll clean you out. It really will. It's like a COVID test, but it's all wonky. I have no idea if it's a piece of shit. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. I hope it's not COVID. I really hope it's not. I heard from a doctor recently, like, that there's a really big outbreak, which this doesn't apply to adults, but there's a big outbreak of RSV and like things like that in kids right now. So if you have any kids under 5, be very careful about RSV. And like, there are no beds like near where I live, like none. Like, the closest place they said that they could send kids to is like an hour and a half away. So yeah, I would love that, because it's like the only thing holding me back, Brenda, is that I don't edit. So yeah, I would love that. That sounds awesome. But yeah, this has been fun. We'll do this again. This was nice. I really enjoyed like a no drama stream. It was really nice. Yeah. Oh goodness. Can your child still get it? Because your kid's about my kid's age, right? Like 8. And oh no. Oh, that sucks, honey. It really sucks. Can Can he still get RSV? Because they were telling me like not to worry about it because she was a little old, but they were telling me she could get other things to like go back and just make sure, you know, I'm not letting her socialize with sick kids and stuff like that. But girl, you can always help. Yeah, I hope so. I know that the doctor I was talking to said that RSV is a problem for like 5 and under, like a big problem. So hopefully, you know, your child's immune system is strong enough at this point that he could fight it off. But still, that's scary. Just be careful because she was telling me like it's a huge problem on the East Coast specifically and the Southeast. But I think you're north, so I think you might be good. But just be careful. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna make a group chat with you ladies and we will talk later. This sounds great. And you guys, aw, good night, Terry. Good night, everybody. I'm gone too. And yeah, this was fun and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.